Yes, the 14th of July 2024. I'm all rugged up because it's only about Sunday. It's only about 8 degrees this morning, or a bit less. More like Manx weather. Never mind. They have the official launch of BB18 1037. Going to go to Hendon and back. Here behind me is BB18 1037. I think it was built at the Vulcan factory in Lancashire in England. So we're going to do some shunting, so sit back and enjoy the shunting.
Exactly where we want it, right in the middle of the fire.
A very warm welcome to this very special day for Downsteam. This is a trifecta in that the best things happen in threes, and very recently we had Locomotive 106, the Pride of Toowoomba, travel out to Wairima, and even more recently we had our rail motor, the Commissioner, run out to Pitsworth. And today, of course, we have this magnificent beast behind me, 1037, and we're going to be travelling down to Hendon via Clifton. This is a very special locomotive. It was one of 55 which were the fastest and most powerful of the steam locomotives on Queensland Rail. And she is, for us, the jewel in the crown. And how did we come to get this locomotive? Well, we are very grateful to a man called Peter Ford. More of him later. But we are now the custodian of this locomotive. I use the word custodian carefully because the spirit of this locomotive will be part of the Ford family history, and we're very glad to have the Ford family here today. I think we can give them a round of applause, please. Thank you. Those of you who have looked at this engine will realize that it is a 462. That is to say, it has 4 pilot wheels at the front. It has 6 driving wheels and 2 trailing wheels, which means that it's a Pacific locomotive, which means that it's the same wheel arrangement as the Flying Scotsman and as Mallard. and Mallard holds the world speed record for steam locomotive. So she's got a pretty good pedigree. She was built in England in the Vulcan foundry, but many of the class were built here in Maryborough, and she has been restored. Well, the story of her restoration is something I would like to share with you, because Peter Ford, who was a man of vision and engineering expertise and of commitment, and he managed to save 2 of these locomotives, and through the work of a number of excellent people up at Mackay, they got to restore much of this locomotive. Sadly, Peter died, and his widow, Sonia, who is here today and is a very important part of this little ceremony, very generously sold us this locomotive for $1. Which, yes, give him a round of applause, which was something that even a volunteer organisation could afford. It was always Peter's dream that this locomotive should be running again, and so today inclined to do so. Of course, it's not just a one-man band up in Mackay. There were a number of people who helped preserve this locomotive, and if I can actually find the list, I will pay tribute to those men, and they all are men, and I notice a number of girls here today, so I hope that you will become railway engineers. Of course, we pay tribute to Peter Ford, Bob Duval, who is also deceased, Wal Hurley, Andrew Stubbold, Bill Brown, Brett Williams, Arthur Brooks, who's deceased, Kevin Windsor, deceased, John Ford, who is deceased, Rob Farlow, and Damien Chalker. Those men started this process, and of course I'm proud to say that it was the volunteers here at Downsteam who continued that under the wonderful tutelage of Andrew Caldwell, and that's the result that you see gently steaming today. Now, I hope you all have your cameras ready, because I'm going to ask Sonia to remove the flag on the side of the locomotive by pulling the tag, and we will reveal a nameplate. So please, come forward. Okay, and if you just pull the tab. And there we have it. That's all right. I think this is a bit of a bittersweet moment, because I'm sure the family would have preferred it to be steaming in Mackay, but hey, we'll look after it for you. Thank you so much.
We also have Peter here.
All right.
So Peter's going to join him on the run.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have Peter with us, albeit his ashes, and they're going to put those in the firebox as we run on, because I'm sure that would have been his dream. Now, if there's any representative from Mackay who'd like to say a few words, otherwise you would.
Okay, so you want to get a photo or?
Right, you can go next. So I'm Peter Ford's daughter, and we're all here as a family. And this is a really, really special moment. To see this come to fruition, I remember being on this when I was 10 years old, when it was crane lifted into the site in Mackay, and growing up every weekend wanting to be there with Dad to do stuff. So thank you very much. Bill, you were there from the beginning, so a very special thank you to you as well. Thank you, Brett.
Okay. Yeah, I sort of unofficially took over from Peter when he passed away. Big shoes to fill for sure. But, I think the main thing I wanted to say is appreciation for the guys at Dance team. Did what we couldn't do. We wanted to do it so much, but we were funding people and we got what we couldn't. The biggest thing for me is I made a promise to Peter at his funeral. I'd see it finished. And, yeah, I'm very glad that you all are Dance team.
Thank you. I'll just conclude with a little tribute from Downsteam, because in the early days we relied on Peter Ford for advice about all sorts of matters, and I think it's a tribute to the stature of the man that the Courier Mail said, a retired New South Wales rail fitter whose expertise is sought all over Australia. And that's a measure of his knowledge and experience when it came to railways. So, Peter, here is your legacy and our thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. Just sit here a minute. Pace with the train. We're now at Dad and Dave country, waiting for the train to come through at Nobby.
Only helps me tell you how grand you are. I've tried to explain by mere fist and shame. So kiss me and say that you will understand. Anyone else but me? Anyone else but me? No, 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 don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me till I come marching home. Don't go walking down lover's lane with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, 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 don't go walking down lover's lane.
No!
All the cows watching the train. They're not watching now, they're all buzzed off.